Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Prem, are you able to hear me? Sorry. My audio is fine. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to make combinations of everything. The length has to be multiplied by width. Length goes with height and width goes with height as well, right? So once we start multiplying them, we 7 multiplied by 10 is 70. We know how to multiply the numbers ending in 0. 7 into 5 is 35. 10 into 5 is, thank you, Prem. Let's continue with the question. 10 into 5 is 50. Thank you for informing me. 2 into 70 is 140. 2 into 35 is 70. And 2 into 50 would be 100, right? So if we say the final answer for the surface area would be 140 plus 100 is 240. 240 plus 70 is 310. And the unit was millimeters, and we need to put a square. Okay, do we agree on this? In case of surface area, we need to find the amount of material required to make this shape, the outer part. Okay, why 220? 140 plus 100 plus 70, right? 140 plus 100 plus 70. That's 310. Prem, you need to, why did you write 220? See, this is length multiplied by width. I'll just highlight this. That becomes 7 into 10 is 70, multiplied by 2 is 140, right? The next one we have is length multiplied by height. 7 into 5 is 35, multiplied by 2 is 70. In the same way, 10 multiplied by 5 was 50, multiplied by 2 is 100. So when we add 140, oh no, it's no problem, no problem. We are here to discuss, right? Sure, don't worry. There could be a typing error. Human errors are always there. We can do a typing error. Even I as a teacher can do that, right? Don't worry about it. We're just here to learn. Okay, let's try another question. Let's see what the question number 4 says. Okay, do not worry about that. Okay, I'll just copy the question and let's see what we can do in this case. It's still a cube, but difference of dimensions, right? So let's see in this question what they are asking us. What we can do is question number 3. We need to find the surface area. The first thing we need to do is label the values. So can I say this is the length, this is the width, and height was 10. Okay, the length is 2. So I'll just write it again. The length was 2 inches, the width is 4 inches, and the height is 10 inches. Okay, we know that the surface area, the formula for the surface area is we multiply all sides with each other, right? So we say 2
length multiplied by width plus 2 into length multiplied by the height, right? We did both the combination. Length goes with width, length goes with height. What are we left with? We are left with width multiplied by the height. Okay. It's our choice whatever we want to label. The width could be 4, the length could be 4. So I labeled 2 inches as the length, width 4 inches, and the height would be 10 inches, right? Let's start putting down the values. Length was 2 inches, width was 4 inches, right? Length was 2 inches, the height was 10 inches. The width is 4 inches and the height is 10 inches. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 10 is 20. 4 times 10 was 40, right? So we can add them. 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 with a 0. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8 and the 0. So once we add them together, it should come out to be 40 plus 80. We usually add the numbers ending with zeros first, right? 40 plus 80 is 120. 120 plus 16 is 136. The unit was inches, and we write a square in the power, right? Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's correct. 136. Or what you can do is you do them together and later in the end you multiply by 2. That's what you're doing, right? That's perfectly good. I'm just writing 2 length into width, 2 length into height, and 2 width into height because you would remember that there are 2 sides of each. Okay. Why do we write a square over here? Because this is 2-dimensional, right? Because we are taking 2 values over here. We're multiplying 2 dimensions together. Length is multiplied by width, 2 dimensions. Length and width are 2 dimensions. Length and height are 2 dimensions, and width and height are 2 dimensions. That means we put a square whenever we are doing area because its area is 2-dimensional. Okay. Thank you, Prem. Okay, let's look at the next question. Question number 4. We pick up the next question from the lesson. And okay, let's pick up a question which has all sides which are different. Okay, do this in this shape. This is question number 4. We have, so we can say that the surface area we need to find, right? Before finding the surface area, we label this. Let's suppose this was the width, this is the length, and this is the height, right? We can do either ways. We can do twice of length multiplied by width plus twice of length multiplied by height plus twice of width multiplied by the height. The twice of length multiplied by width was, length was 5 times width was 4 plus 2 multiplied by, the length was 5, height was 8. Agreed? We'll look at both the options and see if they are both are the same, right? And they would be same. Width was 4 multiplied by 8. So we can say 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 8 is 40. And 4 times 8 is 32. So we can say 2 multiplied by 20 would be 40. 2 multiplied by 40 is 80. And 2 multiplied by 32 is 64. So when we add them together, 40 plus 80 is 120 plus 64. The answer comes out to be, the answer for the surface area of this cube comes out to be 184. The unit is centimeters. We write centimeter square, right? You gave me an alternate. Yes, the answer is 184. What you are using is, we'll look at the same, right? We do another alternate, or your formula is a bit different, right? What you are doing is, you are simplifying this. You're saying surface area is equals to, yes, centimeter square. Thank you. You are saying this equals to length multiplied by width plus length multiplied by height plus width multiplied by height, where everything in the answer is multiplied by 2, right? This will give exactly the same answer, but some students might get confused that there are only 3 sides. So for that particular explanation, I was writing them separately. Okay, we'll have the same answer. Let's see. So we can say 2 is multiplied by this. Length multiplied by width. Length was 5 multiplied by the width was 4, plus length was 5 and the height was 8, plus width was 4 and this was 8. Agreed? So we say 2 is multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. 5 multiplied 8 is 40. And 4 multiplied by 8 is 32. So when we add them together, 20 plus 40 is 60. 60 plus 30 is 90, 92. So when 2 is multiplied by 92, we get 184 centimeters squared as the answer, right? They both are exactly the same thing. But I was doing the first formula so that everyone who's watching the video, they would understand that there are 2 pairs of equal sides, right? So that means there are 3 pairs of equal sides, right? You can use the first option or you can use the second option. It's exactly the same, okay? We'll have the same answer. Moving on to the next question, the question number 5. Let's try another question. Okay, just a minute, please. I would just get another question, and this says we need to find the surface area. Okay. In question number 5, we still need to find the surface area of the shape. This is question number 5. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So we can say the length was 8, the width was 4, and the height is also 8. By using either of the formulas, we can say the surface area should be equal to 2 length multiplied by width plus twice of length multiplied by the height plus twice of width multiplied by the height. That means the value of length was 8 and the width was 4. Agreed? Plus twice of the length was 8 and the height was 8 plus 12. Width was 4 and the height was 8. Okay, so can we say that 8 multiplied by 4 is 32? 8 multiplied by 8 is 64. And 4 multiplied by 8 is again 32. So once we multiply them together, this is 64, this is 128, and this is 64. So when we add them together, the surface area will come out. Can you help me out? What is the total? Yes, that would be 256 inches squared. Very good. We should never forget we need to write a square. Thank you so much. Okay. let's do another question and then we'll start off with a few questions from the test. Let's try another. Okay, the next question still has one different dimension. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. Okay, we need to find the surface area. In question number 6, we need to find the surface area for this. Let's try finding. So we can say the surface area would be equals to 2 multiply. I would label the sides. The length was 4, the height is 6, and the width is 4 as well. So what we can say, length multiply by width, agreed, plus 2 dimensions of length multiply by height, plus 2 sides of width multiply by height. Or we can simply multiply, add them all together and multiply by 2 in the end. So we can say 2, the value of length was 4, multiply the width was 4 plus 2, length was 4, height was 6, width was 4, multiply by the height, that is 6 still. Okay. No problem. We're just doing surface area. Let's continue. In surface area of the cube, there are 6 dimensions. What we do is we label length, width, and height, and we apply it in the formula, the values. Okay. That means 4 multiplied by 4 is 16 plus 2. 4 multiplied by 6 is 24 and twice of 24, right? 16 times 2 is 32 plus 48 plus 48. 32 plus 48 plus 48 would come out to be, thank you so much, Prem, 128. The unit is millimeters squared, and this is the surface area. Okay, the surface area would tell us how much material is required to make this box. Okay, the amount of material required to make any shape, right? That would be the surface. But right now we are looking at the cubes. Let's try question 1 from the test. Let's begin with the test. Okay, and let's see what we learned. Okay, I'll just bring the first question. Test. We are doing the questions from the test. Please do complete the remaining questions from the test so that you may have a better practice. The first question, I'll just copy the options. Okay. We have this question. It says, what is the surface area? Okay. And I'll just paste it over here. This is question number 1 with the both options. This is option number A and this is option number B. Okay. So we need to find the surface area. Let's try doing it our way, right? See, what I would do is length was 2, width is 4, and the height was 10, right? Let's make my life easier. I'm just doing rough first. So I would say surface area. This is rough working. I multiply these two together. 4 multiplied by 2 plus these two together. 2 multiplied by 10. Now these two together. Plus 2, 4 multiplied by 10, right? We have 2 everywhere. Every value is being multiplied by 2 because we have 2 sides of each dimension. The 2 goes with 8 plus 2, 20 plus 2, 40, 16 plus 40 plus 80, 120. That is 120, 136 inches squared. I would say I would go with option number A, right? But let's confirm it first. Thank you. Yes, it is 136, option number A. So what we tried to do was we tried to make our life easier, right? Thank you for finding the same answer.
What we did was we know that length multiplied by width twice length multiplied by width twice. Yes, option 1. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Prem. So we would not try to write the formula again and again, okay? Or if I would want to do it very quickly in like, so I would say surface area. See, the first one is 4 multiplied by 2, that is 8. The next one is 2 multiplied by 10, that is 20. Then the last one is 4 multiplied by 10, that is 40. I add them together, that comes out to be 40 plus 20 is 60, 68. I simply multiply it by 2, that is 136 inches square. Because since this is a multiple choice question, your answer would be given the marks. You do not have to do right length into width and everything working there. As long as you remember what you're doing, right? If it's a question where you need to show all the steps, then you show all the steps. Okay, thank you so much. Let's do another question. That would be 136 inches square, right? That would be 136 inches square. Okay. The next question we have is, what is the surface? Just give me a minute. I'll just copy this question. The next question we have is, what is the surface area of this given shape? Can I have an answer? This is question number 2 from the test. This was question number 1. This is option A. This is option B. Which option is correct? The question number 2 says we have 3 dimensions. If the width was 9, if the length was 3 inches, and the height was 10. I'll do my working, you do your working. I'll be quiet for a minute, right? And the answer is, hi Job. We are doing surface area and we are trying to find the surface area with the 3 dimensions given. It's okay, no problem. You can continue with the lesson. And when you have time, just go through the lesson again. You'll find the explanation. What we need to do is, we need to multiply the sides together, the length multiplied by width, length multiplied by height, and width multiplied by height. Okay? And we multiply it by 2 because a box, if we have a box or a cube, any cube, that would have 6 sides. That means we have identical pairs of 3 sides. Thank you, Prem. Thank you, Job. No, not option 1, option number 2. Prem, option B is the correct. Yeah. Option B. Yes, option number 2 is correct. This is the correct option. It comes out to be 294 inches squared. Okay. It's not 348. We need to confirm that is 294. See, what I did was I made my life simple. I did the working like this because for me, more important in this question is to mark the correct option, right? So for us, important is to mark the correct option. So we do the correct option, okay? So we go to the test and we click on the correct option. Okay. The next question is very easy because the dimensions are very easy. 2, 2, and 1. Let's see question number 3. What is the surface area? For question number 3, option number A, option number B. Can you find me the surface area? Yes, option number 2, Michael. What about question number 3? This is very easy calculations, right? If we say length is 2, the width is 2, and the height is 1. So we simply do length multiplied by width, 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4. Length with width. Length with height, 2 multiplied by 1, that is 2. And width by height would be 2 multiplied by 1, that is still 2. When we add them together, it comes out to be 8. Since there are 2 pairs, yes, option number 1. Okay, let's click on option number 1. Thank you so much, Prem. So the option number 1 comes out to be, okay, that comes out to be 16 inches squared. Very good. For the next question, they just made that it would be exactly the same question, but only the difference is the dimensions have been made a little difficult. Okay, so question number 4 says we have these two options. Option number A, this is question number 4 from the test. Option number A and option number B. Can we find the answer? The dimensions are given as 2, 9, and 9. Okay, let's find the answer. There are total 15 questions. We are done. Just a minute more, please. Minute or two. Let's complete this question frame. Okay. Let's complete this question. You've done the hard work. Just one more question. Let's do from the test. This question. So the first thing we do is we label this is, we do the labelings for ourselves. We say this is the length. We consider this as the width. And we consider this as the height. We say height is also 9, right? To make our life 234. Let's confirm. Okay, let me just confirm. Thank you so much for the answer. So if I would say length multiplied by width, 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. Length multiplied by height, 9 multiplied by 9 is 81. Width multiplied by height is 2 multiplied by 9. That is again 18. When we add them together, 18 plus 18 plus 81, right? That comes, sorry, 18 plus 18 plus 81, that comes out to be 117. And this entire thing needs to be multiplied by 2. That would be 234 inches squared. Yes, that is the correct answer. Yes. Thank you, Prem. Thank you, Michael. It is the correct answer, right? We just click on the option and it would show us that it's correct. I would expect you to finish this, the quiz. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.